Welcome to Rebel Watch, an all-Star Wars podcast.
Hey, what are you trying to push on us?
Perhaps you think you're being treated unfairly.
Now there it is.
I see it. I see the island. That picture makes it look like I've been drinking Christmas ales at 10 a.m.
You were.
I was.
I was.
Takes a few Christmas ales to cook Thanksgiving bird.
Yeah, we just got to make it through Thanksgiving somehow, don't we?
Yeah.
So,
And I'm doing it by avoiding it.
well, and I think this is we're gonna try to this will be a quick turnaround for you, but we're gonna get this episode out on Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving. The quickest turnaround ever.
Because today's Thanksgiving.
It's a pretty straightforward episode.
So happy Thanksgiving. A little special treat here, for everyone, a little delicioso, it's a little something.
I mean, so special as one may call it a holiday special.
They might. Yep.
So
You could. You really could.
that might just say it all.
It does. In the spirit of the holidays, us being on break, we thought we would talk about the holiday special.
Yeah.
And I want to share something with you guys before you tune out and you're thinking, nah, never want to hear anything about that, or nor do you want to watch it. Ez had only ever seen the very beginning and the very end. I had never seen the whole thing until last night.
Yeah.
And I am so glad that we persevered and
It took a
finished
lot.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
It just never ended.
No, just when you thought, it was over, here comes some trippy, Jefferson, Starship performance.
Yeah.
Or a baking show, with a host with 4 hands. It went on and on.
Dude, it really did.
On and on.
It really, really did. It was unbelievable. Just a couple. So if you haven't seen it, I am now begging you to go watch it.
Yeah.
Because
it's what is it? It's its 40th anniversary.
Something like that. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
So that was really, everyone's talking about it right now and how bad it is, but you gotta, pay some tribute to it.
You do. It was you got to pay some tribute to it, I guess. I don't think George Lucas wants us to, but it's something we're doing. And here's the thing. I mean, this is the perfect time to go watch it because I know it's the holidays and everyone's participating in their extracurricular activities. I felt like I was on drugs when I was watching this.
Oh, whoever produced it definitely
Was on drugs.
Someone at CBS was.
I mean, I know people have said that before, but I didn't believe it until I actually saw all of the little, lumpy. What was he into?
There was a lesson there of some sort. About
technology in the future
and monitoring your kids,
right?
And making them do their chores. That's what I took away from the majority of it.
Yeah, absolutely. You had, what was it, Jefferson Starship? You said was in there.
Jefferson Starship.
The band. Whatever happened to them?
I don't know, man. I can't say that. I would refer to my mom. She liked some 70s, rock and roll back in the day, but not so much Jefferson Starship.
Yeah,
This may have been career ending.
It looks like their origin was 1974. They're from San Francisco, California.
So they hadn't been out long.
But also I think their location in San Francisco is probably why.
Yeah.
They were chosen. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, very interesting, and the idea that they're Starship. The name is Starship. It fits, I guess.
Yeah. Some futuristic, comparison.
Yeah,
there.
something going on, right? So.
Do we want to break it down and just give an ultimate summary of what's going on?
Just give folks a quick summary, yeah.
So most of the special takes place on Kashyyyk or Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk, yeah.
Kashyyyk, whatever they called it. And Chewbacca's home with his family. And Chewbacca and Han are out making a run. Who knows? Maybe they're running spice. Maybe they're running cargo.
Right.
I don't know.
We're not sure.
We're not sure, but
it was confusing because there were clips from episode 4.
Yeah,
so we were kind of confused.
There were some clips from episode 4, and so the timing seemed a little off. But they essentially Life Day's coming up. It's a big, apparently a big Wookiee holiday.
Yeah.
or maybe a holiday, amongst all in the Star Wars universe. We really
Yeah.
don't know, but
Yeah.
it seems like it's a very important Wookiee holiday. And so Chewie's trying to get home in time for Life Day, and his family's waiting for him anxiously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Very anxious.
they're doing
Yeah.
everything to keep themselves busy,
Right.
to just not be worried about his return.
Yeah.
You got his wife Mala, his father Itchy, right?
Itchy. Yeah. Absolutely.
and his son Lumpy,
Lumpy.
who is canon now.
Yeah. Uh huh.
So, the whole time I was looking for some canon references. Not a lot, but Lumpy's definitely canon now, and so they're all waiting anxiously for his return. And we meet a nice neighbor of theirs who runs a general store. It seems,
Yeah.
and is kind of protective of the Chewbacca family. So,
Huh.
yeah.
Here's something interesting about Life Day, the ancient history of it. First of all, evidence indicates that it has been around for since, I don't know where they get this evidence, but this is
beginning of time?
Wikipedia. Yeah, the beginning of time. Essentially, it literally says 1,500,000 BBY.
Wow.
Which is crazy. And they said originally it was a triennial event, so every 3 years, or every. Sorry, not what is triennial? Isn't that?
No clue.
I think
way
it-
over my head.
It went to annual though. It became an annual event.
Gotcha.
Which is interesting. So.
Yeah, that is.
Um, yeah, reoccurring every 3 years. Okay, yeah, triennial. So
I mean, it's definitely a big deal. It's not like like Christmas or something that you have every year. It's a big deal to get home.
right,
Big
exactly.
deal to get home.
Yeah, got to be there. So and Chewie hadn't missed one, and so
Han
you know-
told us that. It's
he
like
said, "Have I ever let you down?"
exactly. I mean, there's just a friendship there, a camaraderie, and
Right.
and you forget that. He's like, I've never let you down. You've never missed one.
Yeah, yeah,
So even if they're smuggling spice or princesses, it doesn't matter.
yeah. hmm
Um,
You know what I thought was interesting, kind of ironic here,
Yeah.
is when they actually get to the celebration and they wear the red robes. I thought to myself, isn't Life Day more of a bear all type of situation? Wouldn't we bear all there?
I mean, I think so.
I
seeing
don't know.
seeing
But
Chewie
it's-
in the
they,
robe
they
was weird.
already are bearing all, so
Yeah.
it's the opposite of that.
Agreed.
It was interesting.
It's more of a modest holiday. You
Yeah,
cover
now
yourselves up.
I have to, because I know Jamie listens, to our podcast, and
Yeah.
she is she's Ohio Chewy, and so she is a huge fan of this. All
special.
all things Wookiee related. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, we're not bashing the holiday special. It is actually a good treat. I would say it's dessert. You know?
Let's just say
Okay.
it's one thing that it's like Life Day.
Yeah.
Let's only celebrate it once every 3
every
years.
3 years. Okay,
And really, the only reason we're talking about it is because of the anniversary. And like you said, we hadn't seen
the whole thing.
the whole thing.
No,
And
it was a challenge.
It was a challenge, and I think I had seen clips of later on, but what really I lose it when they're talking to Luke and he's working on whatever he's
Oh,
working
my
on,
gosh.
and he's telling him,
Said it was an engine, but it looked like more like a S foil something.
It
but-
did, and he's talking to Chewie's family. They're all worried about it, and he's like, "Calm down." But then he tells Mala, Chewie's wife, Mala, let me see a smile, and she just turns her head and smiles. And I lose.
Well,
it
he has to kind
every
of get. He's
time.
like, "Come on,
Come on,
Come on.
He's really asking
give me a smile." And
I couldn't watch anymore after that. I lost it and turned it off.
I know.
But we watched the whole thing.
the whole thing, yeah.
And it was
Man, dude, the Empire's just there all day,
just harassing
just
this
chilling.
kid.
Yeah, tore his room up. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
So that's the other thing. If you haven't watched it, the Empire shows up at Chewbacca's home, and they're looking for a rebel, and they think it might
Yeah,
the person may live there, and so they kind of wait for his return, and they're just tearing up his son's room
Yeah.
and harassing everyone.
Dude,
It's terrible.
I have to say the best part though, and you guys all know, all of you have seen this, know this is the best part. When Itchy gets in the VR, he's the virtual reality.
That was a bit explicit.
Dude, I couldn't believe that was happening.
It was awkward.
I don't know, man. It was fantastic.
To think of it, Star Wars now as a Disney product, it was a little uncomfortable.
It was a little uncomfortable.
know?
Yeah, it was. It was. So I don't know, man. It was. And it seemed like that was the thing. You'd go to a commercial break and then
Yeah.
you'd come back and it was to feature these various celebrities and
Yeah.
the band, and a comedian and
Yeah.
so on. So that's cool. But man, I
That's bad.
just can't believe. And you did some research, and you said that they had kind of looked in. Just a random fact, I guess, right? That they didn't want this to go forward, but it was too late. Kind
It's
of,
too
and
late.
They're kind of like, we just have to run with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Like once they saw it, they were like, "What?"
there was.
So I'm just glad there was some
they knew.
right away. Like, this is terrible.
They absolutely knew. The actors
Air quote
knew.
terrible. Not,
Terrible. Yeah,
it's a gem.
it is a gem, but there was some obsession of the broadcast companies at the time with holiday specials.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so they were trying to kind of feed off of that, and I think holiday specials like Christmas specials were infamously like bad. Like people knew they were bad, but this took it to a whole new level, man. It was psychedelic. It was edgy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was uncomfortable a majority of the time,
Yeah.
especially during the itchy scene.
I would say I was kudos. I mean,
That was a VR experience. Like
I was glad he was able to,
it seemed like a lonely guy. So, but let's be honest, man. They were ahead of their time. We were looking at VR there.
yeah.
40 years before it ever really has come about. We were seeing flat screen televisions.
I know. Right. Yeah.
I don't know,
Ahead of their time.
ahead of their time.
Yep.
But
Yeah. And when Lumpy's watching the acrobats and stuff, it was just sort of like, I don't know.
yeah,
It was probably an actual, acrobatic company that they pulled in to do something. They filmed it in some weird, cool way, and
that was one of the worst parts.
Yeah. It was interesting.
I think Lumpy got into a little bit of Itchy's, stash.
He might have.
Something was going on.
Something was on. That was like
Something was going on.
Yeah, it wasn't as explicit as
Yeah,
but it was, getting there.
it was bad.
But I just remember looking over at you, going like, at one point I uncontrollably was laughing. I just couldn't
Yeah.
stop. I was like,
Yeah.
what? I almost had a heart attack right
I
there
thought
on the
we were
couch,
going
man.
to have a heart attack.
I just couldn't believe what kept coming up, and it was fantastic. But you said this was kind of, what was it, 1978?
78. Yeah.
And the idea was too that they were kind of trying to preserve some of that, keep the energy going, from Star Wars. What's fantastic about it is they didn't need to actually, but
They didn't.
you
No.
know. What was it? 13 million some odd people who watched it.
Who watched it air
Watched
live.
it air, yeah.
And I want to ask my parents now. Did you?
On-
I think they
yeah.
would have been in their 20s at the time.
Right.
But was anyone talking about it?
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and ask my dad. Like, was this playing in the background? Do you
Yeah.
have any memory of this?
Hearing Jefferson's Starship, and you're just
yeah.
like, what?
Were you a fan of Jefferson Starship, Dad, back in the day? Like, what was going on? So, anyways, I don't know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to witness that. When it originally aired, but
Yeah.
thankfully, someone out there, several people have VHS copies of it,
Yeah.
and bootlegged the heck out of it, and we're selling it
Thank
at
God.
conventions, and
Thank God.
George Lucas is trying to burn every copy of it to this day.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's just a good, solid gem.
It is. I think it's maybe a tradition. We know, the night before Thanksgiving, we need
Yeah,
to put ourselves through it.
we do.
Because I think, if anything, it acts as a reminder of how good Star Wars actually is.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
And that it doesn't need hype. It doesn't need CBS to come in and do anything to make it better. It's just a
Yeah.
good story.
Yeah. What also showed you the big difference between like TV production and film production at the time, which is just crazy.
Yeah.
The difference in what was going on there.
It felt like a soap opera at times. Some of the shots, like when you remember when the stormtrooper went up to Lumpy's room and they were like focused on his feet walking in, it
Yeah.
felt like a soap opera.
It was so weird too. It was
weird.
also just kind of like there was so many awkward pauses and like awkward just where no one was talking. Someone
Yeah.
would say something, and then when you had said it, the first 20 to 30 minutes, it's just Wookiee speak.
You don't understand a word.
It's fantastic.
There's really awkward, close-up shots of Lumpy or Mala. It's just uncomfortable.
But hey,
Uncomfortable.
one of your favorite parts though was the cooking scene.
Oh yeah, with Chef
to-
Gourmanda.
Yeah, you got to stir,
forearms.
whip.
That was
mash,
uncomfortable.
Stir, whip, master,
especially when he
whip,
started
whip, stir,
mashing.
stir, whip. Yeah.
I thought that was what Itchy was watching in his VR headset to begin with, that mashing.
Yeah.
But
Good grief.
they were cooking a bantha rump.
Yeah.
And she was beating the heck out of that.
Oh
meat.
Man, she was. Yeah.
I mean,
well, I loved it. It was like only you know how big of a bite your family, and she was just like cutting these big old
huge
slabs off.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah, and she was. I mean, whoever.
Yeah.
The actor playing Mala. Let's see if I can find him here.
Yeah.
What was his name? Gosh.
Oh my gosh.
He was
big guy.
Big guy. And I'm like, man, it was a task to kind of pull off that chopping scene there. I was worried something was gonna, hack a finger off or something, It was
Absolutely
scary for a second.
Absolutely.
I can't find his name right now, but I'll we were just kind of shocked.
You know what something I did enjoy was, though?
Yeah.
The animation. The animated little short that they did. That was
short.
I don't know how it.
That's everyone's. That's the big thing, Boba Fett.
It is cool that but the actual cartoon was like good.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cool little story, but the animation itself was good, and Boba Fett it was I don't know that was the best part. Maybe that was just because everything was so bad.
Yeah, well, what's cool is
when
when you go look at it, then you watch episode 5, and you're like, I know who that guy is.
Yeah.
He's close with Vader, and he's, the best.
Don't
like,
trust
watch
him.
out. Yeah.
Don't trust him.
Hey, friend, So, which another lesson, to kids, right? Just because we say you're,
don't
we're,
trust. Just because they
careful.
say friend, be careful.
Right.
Don't jump in the speeder with them.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, some of my best friends do not give me candy when I show up.
That's
so
right.
I wish they did, and it may look like that from time to time, but they don't. So I just,
Yeah.
But anyways,
Another bad moment as was the cantina scene.
yeah. Oh
That was another uncomfortable scene.
man,
It's just bad.
just when you thought something was going to end. I mean, if they're like the less is more would never have been better applied to any situation than it would have been in that cantina scene.
Absolutely.
It just kept going.
It kept going, and so did the Life Day scene at the end. That kept going. I went away for 20 minutes.
You came back and you thought it was over.
I thought it was over.
Yeah, and we were sitting here
Surprise.
debating whether to come sit down and record. We were getting kind of tired, and I was like, "It's not over, Mike."
It's like I never had left.
Yeah.
Like it just. I think you paused it.
I didn't. The crazy thing was I didn't pause it, and it would just kept going. The one bit where I know you felt a little uncomfortable, which was great, was the pouring of the drink into the guy's head.
That was so messed up.
Kind of clever, though.
Yeah, but
kind of clever.
I don't know. She was just
Bizarre.
so forward
Bizarre.
with it. Yeah, it was very bizarre.
I couldn't tell if she was into him or not. It was super.
It felt like she was down, but the moment
but also
she poured,
wasn't.
Yeah.
I really had me. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
Twisted. That one, I got emotionally invested in that one. Actually,
really.
I did. I was hoping more would kind of come of that. I'm like, but then he looks over and she says, come back and see me tomorrow or something like that, or I'll see you next time. And he kind of walks away because she's saying it to everybody.
Well, true, but how does it end though? Because doesn't she kick everyone out and he's back behind the bar?
Yeah,
gives her a flower.
Right.
Then I think it's over. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, who knows what happened there? And we were watching episode 4 today, and Mike says, "Where's she at?" In the cantina, thinking it's the same, right? Same cantina, and I was like, "Well, it's daytime, man. She's a night shift, barkeep there." So,
maybe she got shut down permanently.
Known for her song,
it was bad too. It was bad.
So, anyways, guys, we won't rehash all of it, but we just wanted to kind of, talk about it and discuss the holiday special. We've never really done that. We've made references to it, but we've now fully immersed ourselves in it, and we watched all the commercials and everything, man. It was fantastic. So
just go, and you're not gonna spend the hour and a half to 2 hours watching it.
It's almost 2 hours.
Go on Wikipedia and just read about it, because it's just
Yeah.
the things that they were going to do, and the $1 million budget that they had, and
Shut your mouth.
people were reluctant to
Shut your mouth.
shoot scenes. it'll never be forgotten, and it's no wonder all of the cast of the original Star Wars just said we prefer to pretend like that never happened.
Wow.
They were a part of it. That's the thing. If they weren't a part of it, I
you
would
could
be a
just
little more
dismiss it.
understanding
Yeah.
of what happened. But
Right,
the
right,
fact
right.
that like they were a part
They're
of
there.
it was bad.
Well, it was endorsed by George Lucas. You
It
know?
was.
And then when they looked at it, they're like, "What did you do?"
Quickly dismissed.
Because he's working on other things. You know,
Yeah.
this was supposed to be just a promotional piece.
He's
you
writing
know?
Empire.
Yeah, he's writing Empire. He's doing a bunch of other stuff. So
Yeah.
didn't have time to really look into this. And then he goes, and it's just complete crap. Not his fault. You know. So.
Oh,
But-
God bless it.
Anyways, so this is just a short one, just a short little special this week. We wanted to give you something on Thanksgiving, and tell you that we love you guys, and we hope you're chowing down and enjoying some food or enjoying Black Friday, whatever day this may be that you're listening. And
Happy Life Day.
Happy Life Day, guys! Enjoy it. You know,
Sit down and watch the holiday special with your family.
with your family, your
'Cause
kids.
There's some life lessons to be
Yeah,
learned.
there really are. It may scare your. This could
True.
be actually considered a scary movie to some.
That's true.
To some kids, you know?
Especially those little segments.
Yeah,
You know, the fill in, the dancing, and
they got weird.
maybe skip those scenes.
Yeah, they got a little weird. So, but all right, guys, let us know what you think of the holiday special. Maybe some of your favorite memories. Some maybe the first time. Share the first time you saw it. Maybe your thoughts. That'd be great to kind of hear.
Amen.
You know, and maybe we'll talk about them. So. All right, guys. Thanks again for listening to Rebel Watch. We'll be back. We're about to kick off here, and we're going to record a couple more episodes. And we've got some cool things coming. We've got some stuff. We had a live episode, on Discord there. So we've got our Discord server set up, so you guys can listen in there. We're working on all of our social medias, so please follow us on Twitter at RW2187, and then on Facebook we're at Rebel Watch Podcasting. And so make sure you follow us on all those social medias. All right, guys, as always, may the Force be with you.